Basant, quick one to you. Insurance products will be taxed, that's pretty much clear. The budget overall being very good, macro stability. So clearly the pressure is now on banks, the point that you made, the point Udayan has been making, because of the exposure to one large conglomerate.
I mean, insurance products being taxed was a bad cat that just jumped out of the bag. We were just celebrating the relaxation in income tax limits, and suddenly we figured out that there is no relaxation per se if you look at it on a very broad scale. So let's keep it aside. That's not such a negative thing. We have learned to deal with more negative things from the budget. But what is emerging right now is about a group that is 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh, I don't know how much crores of money which they owe to banks both inside and outside. So once you mark a bond down, and Udayan knows it well. 2008 he was covering the entire global crisis round the clock 24/7. So it gives you that kind of a feel against one particular group. They need to get the cash out. They need to repay off the debt, or else all their good debts will be, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to use words right now, but it's really fearful.
It's not as simple, Siddharth. You know, you've been hearing very calming voices from the speakers saying life goes on and it's business as usual. Sometimes bad things start this way, and then the worm looks like the tail is twisting and it goes somewhere else. Most NPAs start like this, that you one default here, one default there, and before you know it, it balloons into a much bigger crisis. So I'm a little worried about where this story is heading, but I mean, on the subject of insurance, I mean, we should get all those stocks up on the screen. You know, yes. From LIC to ICICI Pru to SBI Life, all down 10%. So that has been a brutal blow as well for the insurance sector at large. And this is a sector which is well owned by a large number of investors, from mutual funds to FIIs to local investors who thought that this was a good sunrise sector to be in. And I think it's been a very rude shock for them to be.
Before you focus back on the markets, and just to remind everyone, we are live on India Today and Business Today, covering the markets live till 3:30. Udayan, insurance products being taxed at a time when the GST on your annual premiums remains perhaps the highest in any developing economy. You're basically paying tax every year over and over again.
Yeah. And especially the insurance companies who have very large share of ULIPs, I think it's going to be a big impact on them, which is what the stock market is pricing in today. So, you know, overall at a macro headline level, this budget has been good. You know, the fiscal deficit target has been met, some capex has been made, capital gains has not been touched. But at the end of the day, I don't know whether people in the market will walk away feeling that it was a good day at work. I mean, despite a reasonable budget, I think the lingering feeling would be that we came away poorer today. Insurance got hammered, banks got hammered, Adani Group was into a complete carnage, and now we are entering the FOMC with a bit of red under the belt, where we could have ended the day 1,000 points higher on the Sensex. That never happened.
LIC down about over 8% to then.
Basant, and I'll take that question to Nipun as well, with questions from Udayan and Saurav. Is there something that the group, the Adani Group, needs to do? As a market guru, I'm asking you this, to reassure people, or do you think it's not going to make a difference?
Siddharth, one thing when I say life moves on, I said with regard to stocks that are not connected to Adani. So what they need to do right now, not that they need my advice and not that I'm actually capable of giving any advice, is to do a fire sale and hold the debt to some level. They have to do a fire sale. Things that can be sold, there are people, they can do it, or they can arrange for the money. So it's really an uncalled for advice from my perspective, but if they can't stop it here, it can only get worse. That's my fear.